Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm John Rice.
We always know that Nintendo is going to bring its A game when it comes to first-party support for their consoles. It's what they do.
Yeah.
But the big question around the Switch is whether or not third parties will come out to play as well, especially when it comes to ports. It's been a very on again, off again thing with Nintendo and third parties.
Yeah, will they, won't they? And judging by some new rumors around one of Switch's biggest third-party supporters, it looks like things are not so good in that department.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, because there are reports out there that Ubisoft is having trouble porting over one of its games to the system.
Wow, okay, if true, that could be a bad sign for Switch owners who haven't exactly had a lot of reason to hope for their favorite third-party games to come to the system already. It's no secret the Switch not as powerful as the other consoles this generation. It's not what it's meant to be.
Nope.
And if the rumors about Ubisoft's struggles are to be believed, it's gonna have a lot of trouble running modern game engines, which is a real problem, especially because the initial reports said that, oh, it's so easy to port to the Switch.
Yeah.
So, it could be a problem.
They couldn't stop saying that. No, we're not talking about Ubisoft struggling with a port for something like Ghost Recon Wildlands for Honor or Assassin's Creed. We're talking about their weird extreme sports game, Steep.
Oh, right, that came out. Yeah, I know you might remember Steep was announced as coming to the Switch this year, but Ubisoft has been pretty quiet about Steep since then. Or, possibly you've blocked it from your memory altogether, because we're talking about Steep, and if you're not playing Steep, you probably don't remember that it was announced and then it came out.
I have no idea what Steep is.
Exactly.
Perfect. This rumor popped up on IGN France yesterday, whose sources warned the developer is having so many problems porting the game that Ubisoft can't even promise the Switch release will happen at all.
Now, it's not clear what the holdup is exactly, but according to the inside source, development is continuing and Nintendo is assisting with the port. But if this is the case, it could be a bad omen. You don't want first party to have to get involved with getting the third party title on your system every single time.
Yeah, that's bad. Of course, there definitely are third-party games coming to the Switch.
There's a bunch that are already out.
Yeah, in addition to Skyrim, EA announced at the Switch's unveiling event that its wildly popular FIFA game is coming to the console.
But it's not going to be the version of FIFA 18 that's available on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. The Switch version of FIFA will not be running on the Frostbite engine, and it won't have Journey mode that's available elsewhere. That prompted speculation that the Switch version is going to be more in line with the PS3, Xbox 360 versions of the game.
Okay, of course, developers have to alter games based on a particular console's hardware all the time.
Not new.
Yeah, that's normal. But there's also a pretty substantial list of developers who've completely noped out of bringing their games to the Switch.
Just this week, for instance, Jonathan Blow told fans on Twitter that his puzzle game, The Witness, wouldn't be making its way over. A huge loss for everyone. And back at Destiny 2's reveal event, they confirmed the same thing for their title as well, although the Destiny 2 not coming to Switch isn't a huge surprise.
Did you not like The Witness? I felt a little shade there.
What? No.
You didn't like The Witness? It was fun. It was a puzzle. It was quiet and calming, but also frustrating. Mm-hmm. Maybe the biggest fuck you to the Switch came from the developer of Titanfall 2, who literally said, fuck no, when asked about the possibility.
Don't pull your punches, guys.
Yeah, that kind of makes it very clear. I kind of like that. And Final Fantasy 15 director Hajime Tabata said there aren't any plans to bring Final Fantasy 15 to Nintendo's new console. He told DualShockers that the game won't run on the Switch.
Meanwhile, Mass Effect Andromeda's producer Michael Gamble said they're not planning on a Switch port, but then added, if the Switch launches and everyone's just yammering for Mass Effect, who knows? Of course, that was before they put Mass Effect on ice.
And last August, when rumors swirled that Deus Ex Mankind Divided could be coming to Switch, the game's producer Olivier Proulx said that Eidos Montreal has never thought about the Switch.
Not once.
They just don't even think about it.
As for Prey, the lead designer at Arcane Studios said in December that the company has no idea if the Switch is even powerful enough to run its game. As for Honor on the Switch, creator Jason Vandenberg recently said, it's not something we're focused on.
It feels like it's just not on the radar of a lot of these guys. They're just like, hey, was that an option? We didn't know that.
Like, for a lot of game types and a lot of third-party developers, it's not going to be their focus because they don't see the Switch as their demographic.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. But it's just...
Or also not powerful enough.
Yeah. Other games the developers have declined to bring to the Switch include Project Cars 2, Resident Evil 7, and Borderlands 3. Also, no Hearthstone, no Conan Exiles, and no Ark Survival Evolved.
Hearthstone would actually be a good one.
It's mobile.
Right? As for Ubisoft, they're obviously collaborating with Nintendo on other projects, most notably the Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle crossover game that's coming in August, and made the developer cry because he was proud because Miyamoto said he did a good job. But that's an exclusive that's being built from the ground up for the Switch, not a port, which makes it a little bit different.
Yeah, it's got Mario in it. The fact that one of their biggest supporters for the Switch is having trouble porting one of their least tech-intensive games is definitely a problem for Nintendo. Because at this point, even if more developers wanted to get on board with the Switch craze, they might not be able to because of technical limitations.
Or they have to, at the very least, severely scale the games back.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to wait and see what ends up happening. Hopefully the problems that Ubisoft is having with Steep are isolated, not signs of a larger issue.
Yeah, I'll not hold my breath on that one. On the other hand, the Switch has come out strong out of the gate. It's selling better than the Wii at this point, and retailers can't keep them on the shelves.
I mean, look, selling better than the Wii is something to be proud of.
I mean, hell, Nintendo literally can't make enough Switches at this point. That's not a bad problem.
Right, so if the Switch continues being this popular, you can absolutely bet the developers are going to do what they can to get their games on the system. If the install base is there, eventually the developers will be there, but it's a weird chicken and egg thing. Now, whether that means they're going to have to make graphical sacrifices or a bunch of brand new experimental IPs that won't appear on other consoles, a la Mario plus Rabbids, or hey, let's just do the Wii thing again. It can all be shovelware. At the end of the day, it's all about getting your game in front of as many eyeballs as possible. You want to sell as many copies as you can, and right now, at least Switch is getting, well, a few of those eyeballs, you know, as fast as Nintendo can get more systems out there. So, developers will do what they can. It's just,
Nintendo's not, yeah.
It's just worrisome if they're making it difficult to port, because initially the reports were all, hey, we can port it to the system in 2 days.
Yeah.
And now this is a little bit more concerning.
So, what do you think about the rumored problems that Ubisoft is having with the Switch? Is this a sign of bad things to come, or do you just buy a Switch for the first-party games?
Yes.
Let us know in the comments.
And for all your Switch news, including what games are coming for it, if they'll ever produce enough actual consoles to meet demand, make sure you like this video, and if you're new here, subscribe to the know.
You didn't like it because it was hard.
Oh no, I like the challenge, and I thought it taught you reasonably well. Like, you progress through things and you go, oh, this is a more difficult version of a thing I've already tackled. I just don't think it felt like a menu of a bunch of mini games, not a game. If that makes sense.
I can get that. Maybe